Welcome. Hey, Tommy Dang.
Hey.
Awesome.
What's up, Peter?
You should probably actually be saying welcome to me.
Welcome.
You're like
representatives of Australia.
Yes, absolutely. We've got Kirk Mower all the way from
G'day.
Tasmania, Australia.
How's it going?
Yep. Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, happy to be here.
So, Tommy, you're the founder of Mage. Tell us a little bit about Mage. What is it? Why is everyone so excited about Mage at the moment? Tell us.
Thank you. Well, I think people are excited about Mage because it just makes your work life easier, more fun. And what is it? It's a tool that helps you do data engineering. It helps you be able to create pipelines that pull in data, ingest data, and be able to utilize that data for something, whether it's a product or to power analytics, things like that.
Yeah. So I guess it's an orchestration tool similar to Airflow, but just a hell of a lot more modern and easier to use, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in a nutshell. And so, Kirk, you've been using Mage for the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
What's it been like with Mage?
I mean, we were working with Airflow before, and good product, and also Astronomer, good products, but a lot of complexity and also just the ability then for people to visualize what's going on in this blocks paradigm that the Mage has been fantastic, because you can get one piece right in one block and then you can check that out. You also have sort of a workbook view of the data. Let's say you're doing a query, do your transform, see that that's all right, and then you can punch it across. So lots of data transformations we're using it for, and we find that not only is it powerful, easy to orchestrate, it's also easy to onboard new staff and people who don't have like a full Python background. Maybe you can use SQL, you can sort of come up and do more of those things. It's more like turning data pipelines into microservices, if you will. I think it's quite a powerful tool.
Yeah, for sure. So it's enabling like less technical users to be onboarded into the orchestration space.
So you can it also allows you to get your transformations going, whether depending on, it doesn't really matter what your target database is. And it also helps us onboard other things like files. We still deal with a lot of XML files from things like government agencies and things like that, and CSVs, and so to be able to take to have pipelines running that can sort of be the Swiss Army knife, and then it's easy to understand how that progression is going from one step to the next. It's really smooth for us. Yeah,
awesome. I guess like the lower complexity tax is, I guess, it makes it easier to onboard in a smaller data engineering team where you just don't have lots of stuff to manage, like Airflow and the like, right?
Yeah, you don't have to do so much of that management of things, right? You don't have to get your celery workers or whatever workers running, because Mage has it, batteries included, and again we found that it spins up very easily, very pretty rapid development cycle. These guys are cutting releases at a pretty good pace. He had to go out and get some money, I understand, but he's picked it up again. But yeah, and that's really good because we like transparency, right? We know that a lot of tools out there in the market are very opaque and we can't really see what's going on. But Mage allows us to have a visual paradigm of the blocks and also to look at the code view. So we got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, developer speed, less verbose syntax and stuff like that, pipelines.
That's right, and you break things up into chunks, into tasks, so you don't have to write pages of transformation code in a just massive unwieldy DAG. You can build your DAG up piece by piece.
So that sounds like you've got a happy customer there, Tommy.
Very.
If you're looking to get started with Mage, how do you go about doing that? Like, you've got some open source projects and Docker and Terraform, is it?
Yes. If you want to get started, there's lots of materials online, and community is super helpful. But a quick start, you just do pip install Mage, Mage_AI, and you can do Mage start, your project name. But we also recommend just running it in Docker, your quick Docker run, and then it's up and running. Yep. And when you deploy, we have Terraform templates in 2 steps: Terraform apply, Terraform, then it deploys everything to whatever cloud provider.
Are you looking to roll out a managed service yourself eventually? Anything that you can reveal to us today?
Absolutely. When we embarked on this journey at first, we wanted to really support the community and do everything that we can to support them. And that means an open source project, transparency, amazing features as well. We have baked in enterprise level features in the open source project. But then we realized recently that we were doing a disservice to our community by not offering a managed service, because there is still some complexity to deploy it yourself and manage it, even though we make it super simple. And so we are launching a managed service. And what I mean by managed service, it will live in the cloud. There'll be features that aren't available, some features that aren't available in the open source. And it's not that we're feature gating, it's that we don't want to stick Redis, Elasticsearch, a 60 gigabyte LLM into the open source project, right? So we have to host that for you and to keep things simple in the open source tool. And so it's launching actually in a private beta in June, and then general availability will be early October.
Awesome. And Australian customers, you think might be able to access that as well?
Absolutely. We'll be deploying in that region, in many different regions. We have a global community. We have meetups in Australia, so we absolutely need to support. A lot of companies or startups, they think win San Francisco, win whatever, right? Actually, I worked at Airbnb for close to 6 years, and I realized the power of a global community and having an international presence. And so from the get-go, that was always our goal, to be inclusive, to create belonging, and to have everyone around the world be able to have accessible data engineering. So absolutely, we'll have that.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much, Tommy, for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And Kirk, likewise. No, thanks for joining us all the way from Tasmania, Australia. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.